Hello friends, in this course microcontroller based product design, you will learn to build microcontroller based products by developing a real product, and that too from the scratch. First I will give you steps on which this course will move. Step 1 is initiating product development, and this really starts with customer requirements, and then we translate those requirements into product specifications and so on until you get a working schematic. The second step is establishing development environment. When you complete step 2, you would have learned the meaning and use of integrated development environment, without which one cannot develop an embedded product. In this step, you will also be learning to write simple C programs, test the programs and debug it. When you complete step 3, which is understanding and initializing hardware components, you would have learned all the essential components of a microcontroller which are relevant to your product. You will also understand working of all the devices that are accessed by the controller in this particular product. When you come to step 4, which is product operation flowcharts, you would have learned to design flowcharts on which your program will be based. And finally, step 5, product testing. When you complete the step 5, you would have learned to test in great detail the product functionality. Now friends, the product development starts with customer requirement as shown in the point 1 in step 1, which is customer requirements. These requirements are then translated into product specifications and so on till you get a working product that completely meets the customer's requirement list. Requirements and thus adding another satisfied customer to your customer list. My approach is to make an actual product and learn all the relevant skills in the process of designing it. So let us start with customer requirements. Here you have a list of customer requirements. This customer has a very good objective, socially alive. He requires to help a visually challenged child in learning. Customer says, I want to help visually challenged children in their studies, so I want a gadget that will speak to children like a teacher and thus teach various subjects to the children. The gadget should have these features. So he elaborates 7 features that the gadget should have. Number 1, every child will be given one device, which means it is not a community product. It is a product to be used by an individual child. Number 2, it should be handheld, lightweight and battery powered. Number 3, it should be very easy for the child to operate it so that he or she gets a smooth learning experience. Number 4, he or she should be able to select subject, lesson and any part of selected lesson with ease using keys. The customer says using keys because the child will not be able to see anything and therefore there won't be any screen, and the child will have to depend upon the tactile feedback of the keys to maneuver, to move along the teaching material called navigation. He should be able to navigate with the help of keys, and there should be some audio feedback also, of course. So he should be able to select subject. For example, subject is English. and he wants to go to lesson number 3, and in lesson number 3 there will be text and some questions and answers, some exercises. So he should be able to reach the correct location, maybe third exercise he wants to go to. All this he should be able to do very easily with the help of keys and some audio feedback that tells it where it is. Child should be comfortable with the accent of what he or she hears. This is also very important because learning has to be smooth, and therefore child should be able to understand what he or she hears. So, and many things are affected by accent. Number 6, course material should be in an easily removable memory device to facilitate replacement. Number 7, when child moves to the higher class, another memory device with new content will replace the current memory device. That is all that the customer wants. Here we have to translate these 7 requirements into a product. So as a designer, you have to translate it into specs. Let us go to each of these points one by one. Number 1, the first point would mean that it is not a community device, like a single device that caters to so many children sitting together. For example, there is a classroom in which you have a device and all children listen to that device. That is not the idea. The idea is every student will have his own device. That is number 1. The second point is it should be handheld, lightweight and battery powered. So our conclusion on the point number 1 is reinforced by the second requirement. It should be handheld, lightweight and battery powered. So we go for a small device with small rechargeable batteries. If batteries are not rechargeable, then batteries will need to be replaced quite often. This will cause inconvenience and also add to cost. For a visually challenged person, replacement of batteries is not an easy task. That's why if we have rechargeable batteries and a means of charging these batteries with ease, that should be the objective. Number 3, we have seen. Number 4, he or she should be able to select subject, lesson and any part of the selected lesson with ease using keys. That is what 4th statement says. So points 3 and 4 imply that we should wisely design functions to keys such that we use least number of keys and also ensure intuitive navigation. Remember, the child cannot see any key but can only feel it. So these have to be tactile keys. Number 5, child should be comfortable with the accent of what he or she hears. We have 2 options. 1, use TTS. TTS stands for text to sound. So we should either have TTS converter or we should have MP3 player. The teaching material shall be in a memory device. This is also a requirement. And for this we will use SD card or a pen drive. That selection can happen once we decide file to sound converter. So we come to the next point, whether to go for TTS converter. TTS, again let me repeat, TTS means text to sound converter module, or MP3 player. This is a conventional music player. If we go for the first option, that is TTS converter, we will store text files in the memory and TTS will convert text to sound and play the sound. You get it? Here we have 2 issues if we use TTS. Number 1, accent of spoken words may cause discomfort to the child. So as I had pointed out earlier, the accent makes a lot of difference. And so accent should be very friendly for the child. And second is, these devices are far more expensive than MP3 players. MP3 players are way cheap as compared with the TTS devices. Now, MP3 player will run the content recorded in a local teacher's voice. See, what we intend to do is a local teacher's voice will be used to record the course content. Why? Because then the accent of the teacher will be easy for the child to understand. That's the reason. So MP3 player will run the content recorded in a local teacher's voice so that the child is comfortable with the accent. And finally, we decide to use suitable MP3 player. If you look at the picture on the right, you will see a way of putting customer's requirements. He wants keys, so we are having keys. This number is tentative, 1 to 7. But if you look at conventional way of navigation, you need 1, 2 and 3, you need 4 keys for navigation, at least 4 keys. Next, back, stop or play, that is pause or play, and accept. These are the 4 keys. Then volume control, 2 keys. Like that, we will see it next. So it should have keys, it should have memory in which we will store the course material, it should have a battery, and we have decided that we will use a rechargeable battery, and it should have an audio output. So we have written customer requirements and partly put it into some kind of preliminary specifications. This is what it is. Let us go another step in this conversion of customer requirements into technical specifications. I decided to call it a talking book. That is what it really is. So talking book for the visually challenged child. The talking book is a small handheld instrument. Now we are trying to summarize the foundation of the technical specifications. So the talking book is a small handheld instrument. So we will get some idea of the enclosure this device will have. Next, it is equipped with memory in which the book is stored. So there has to be memory in which we will store the teaching material. The book is stored in the form of audio files. We have just concluded that we will use MP3 files for the course material. These audio files are stored in SD card. So here we have decided to go for SD card, and that supports and MP3 and WAV formats. So we'll use SD card in which we'll store the files in MP3 format, and then go to the next step. Since it is designed primarily for visually challenged children, it does not have a display. That's another conclusion we draw for basic specifications. It is equipped with headphones for 2 reasons. One, as a part of man-machine interface. So when a child clicks a key, he should get some response telling it what exactly he has done, where exactly he has landed, whether he wants to, then he can decide whether he wants to go to that location in the course material or not. So that kind of feedback will come, or that is one of the reasons why you need a headphones. And second is for listening as the book talks. So when he accepts, yes, I want to go to this subject, this lesson number, and this exercise, he accepts it, then he will hear the content of what he has accepted. For that also you need a headphone. So what you will do now, let us see how many keys are really required. You need navigation keys, which are next, previous, up, and accept. accept can also be called enter. So you have these four keys. As you can see here, I have shown it next, previous, accept and up. And then we need two keys for volume control. Reduce the volume or increase the volume. So you need two keys. And a pause and resume key. In addition to that, we should also have a switch, power switch, on off switch. Okay. Now, we had taken an MP3 module. Let us have a better look at this MP3 module. Then only you will understand what is this TXD and RXD. So this MP3 module carries with it a SD card in which we will store MP3 files of the teaching material. And these are the headphones which we'll connect. And the CPU has to communicate with the device on serial bus. We'll know what serial bus is. This LED obviously is not for the child. It is for the person who is developing the product. So it is for testing purposes of some sort. We'll look at it later. Now if you see, we have called it the conceptual presentation of talking book. We can elaborate it further. Let us see. Let us see now that how we implement it. So you can see these points, 5 points here. A book is stored in the SD card in the form of MP3 files. MP3 module reads out the file from the SD card. A file is selected based on commands received on serial port. There are two signals that you have seen, TXD and RXD signals. And this command is generated by the CPU. And how the CPU generates that command? CPU generates an appropriate command based on the key sequence of the user. How the user presses various keys. That sequence decides where the child will land in the subject material. Now the file structure and navigation, they are interrelated things. Our design aims at providing learning support to the visually challenged children. Thus, navigation is a very, very critical element. It should be intuitive from the perspective of such children. These children are going to learn 3 subjects. I am taking a tentative example. Suppose they had to learn 3 subjects, then how will you go about designing this product? You can easily add more subjects to it. Our instrument is by default, say at Hindi, the language.